After pressing the side seams towards the back, I've done two things to get ready for the next step, which is to reinforce this little area right here. I took a straight pin and I put it through the outside of the bag and the seam allowance to make sure that it stays in place. And if you notice, I put it in kind of backwards, but it's out of the way of the spot where we're going to be stitching. So it should not be where you're going to have to pull it out while you're stitching. The other thing that I did was I took a piece of masking tape to hold these two edges together. We don't want them to overlap at this point, and we also don't want them to spread apart. The part where we're going to stitch is right in here, and that's what we're going to do next. I have my machine set up to do zigzagging. On the Baby Lock Rachel, this is stitch number 5, and I have changed the stitch length to 0.8 and the stitch width to 5.0. The next thing that I want to do is check to make sure that my machine is threaded correctly. Remember, you have to put the presser foot down for the machine to work, and hold on to your threads when you get started. And we're going to just stitch about an inch or so to check to make sure that it's stitching correctly. Needle up, presser foot up, pull off to the left, and your zigzagging should look just about like that. Now, to make this easier, especially when we're sewing in the round, a lot of sewing machines have this thing called a free arm. So this particular machine, if you very carefully pull to the left, this whole section comes off. And then you can put your bag around here and it will work a lot more easy. So I'm going to slide my bag on, and it's in the round. I don't want the underneath of the bag to be underneath this part right here. It should be way down below the machine. And what I'm going to do is start right about where this line of stitching is. This is our reinforcing for our little flap things. And I'm going to stitch from here over to here and then back stitch all the way across. I'm not going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. I'm just going to stitch twice over there, and that should lock the stitches in. I'm going to line it up so that the inside of the foot is right about where this line of stitching is. If you notice, mine are not quite exactly the same length, but that's close enough. So right about there, and I'm starting back at this line of stitching. And I'm watching until I get to this line of stitching right here. Okay, so from here to here is where we're going to stitch. Hold on to your thread when you get started. And if this speed is too fast for you, you can always slow down. Now watch, when I get over here, I want to make sure I don't go past my previous line of stitching. Okay, so I've gone across, now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to put my finger on the back stitch button, and I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to go backwards all the way across there. And I want to stop about the point where I started. Okay, needle up, presser foot up, pull off to the left. Now let's clip those threads. Let's move it out a little bit so you can see what we have done. Nope, got one more to go down here. Now, if I pull off my tape and I take my pin out, what you can see is this bottom part of where the straps go in and out has been reinforced with a double line of zigzag stitching. When you finish one side, do the other one, and then you're ready to put in the straps.